Hello, friends. The purpose of the presentation is to start a train of thought on what do leaders do and how their actions and responses impact the situation and others. Warren G. Bennis states that leadership is the capacity to translate a vision into reality. When leaders translate a vision into reality, they provide the team with the mission and the vision statement. They manage and they lead by examples. They listen and they communicate the plans. During this period, leaders are fully engaged with the development of the project and the team. One can think that the leader is purpose driven by their efforts for translating the vision into reality. Being purpose driven might cause the leader to become derailed, or the leader may be the only team member standing at the end of the project. The presentation training objectives are: define what leaders do, recognize that leaders manage and lead with a 2020 vision, define emotional intelligence, increases the leader's emotional intelligence competencies, the impact emotional intelligence have on the situation and others, to encourage leaders to use their leadership along with emotional intelligence to shape what leaders do. Enjoy the presentation and remember to use emotional intelligence to make a positive impact on the situation and others.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. I'm pleased to give this introduction of Angela C. Torrance. Angela Torrance was a 2015-2016 District 43 Director that serviced the states of Arkansas, Western Tennessee, and Central Mississippi within Toastmasters International. As an inspirational speaker, Angela has more than 10 years of public speaking skills and a heart of servant leader within her community. Angela has earned her Bachelor of Business Administration and more recently earned her Master's of Science and Leadership from Belhaven University. She joined Toastmasters in 2006 and has been recognized by Toastmasters International as a Distinguished Toastmaster twice. In her spare time, Angela enjoys volunteering with Mary Kay, Project Management Institute Central Mississippi Chapter, American Cancer Society, and Dress for Success Metro Jackson. Angela is passionate about helping others through her involvement in the community. Angela is mother of Kiera and DeMarcus and a proud nana to Mackenzie, her granddaughter. The presentation, What Leaders Do, will provide a set of ideas to help shape our understanding of how emotional intelligence impacts the leader and the team. It is my pleasure to introduce Distinguished Toastmaster Angela C. Torrance.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to have this opportunity to speak with you all and share some of the things that I've learned throughout my leadership skills and also through my leadership learning. We have two tools this morning that we will be using. One is your booklets that's in front of you. And then there is a handout that I want you all to start working on. This is a group assignment, and your group is the person directly to you, your neighbor. So while I'm speaking, I would like for you and your neighbor to try to determine or rewrite or get an idea of what each picture is illustrating. Go ahead and start working. While you're doing that, I would like to give credit to where I have received my inspiration from. That first credible source is Leadership Enhancing the Lessons of Experience, the 8th edition, written by Richard Hughes, Robert Gannett, and Gordy Curry. My next source is from Emotional Intelligence 2.0, Travis Bayberry and Jean Graves, 2009, And then Toastmasters International Manuals and Magazines. All right, let's go back to that group exercise. I'll give you a few more moments. Go ahead and write on your paper what you think that each picture is saying. Either or. You're welcome to decipher the words or decipher what you think the picture is saying. Okay? Okay. Might have your attention. Okay, that was interesting, right? So, what do leaders do? We impact the situation and we impact others. This exercise was really to get us thinking about what do we really do and how do we impact others. So let's start with the group here. Any picture you choose, just tell us which picture you would like to explain to us what you think it's saying. D, okay. Yes, that's exactly right. They be nice to people. I want you all to write this word down, interaction. We're going to talk about that a little later. Okay, another group, would you like to try?
We said the one that looks like a frog. They get people listen and learn, maybe.
Okay, she's talking about C. I see two, I see two bright, bushy eyes and a huge smile of that leader. And so, what that picture is saying, they get people excited about learning. That's okay, that's okay. Interaction is the word I want you all to write beside that. Interaction. Who would like to give the first picture a try? Yes.
They care if someone gets hurt.
They do care. What it's saying is they call 911 when someone gets hurt. So write down the word moments. And then the very last one. All right, we all got that one. They help people. I would like for you to write down the word people. At the age of 5, Haley Bennis drew this picture for her grandfather. He asked her to draw what she thinks leaders do. Wow, at the age of 5. That young leader, and I would like to use my imagination, that young leader was able to see what leaders do clearly. She was able to use her, what we call today, a 20/20 vision to see exactly what leaders do. So what do leaders do, really? Can we all agree that leaders manage and lead? Yes. And you sitting here with me this morning, whether you are a leader in this organization, a leader within the community, the soccer mom, the CEO of your household, can you all also attest that leaders manage and lead by example? Yes. Can you also think that you have a mission and vision statement? Yes. What about, do we listen and we communicate as leaders? Yes. Do we develop plans and we build teams? Yes. Definitely. Can we all agree to that? Can we agree that when we have all of those things going in the leader that we are, we can see clearly our 20/20 vision? We can really see the end of the road. We can see that success at the end. We build our plans. We give them to our teammates. We give them to our households. We give them to our community. We put people in place. And then we set off on the course. And we have our 20/20 vision in place. But what happens when a leader is at the end of the road by themselves. When they're standing alone, when the project has fell apart, when no one was at the kitchen table at 6 o'clock when it was all planned, when no one was in the meeting, when no one was participating and holding up their responsibilities, and the only team player left is the leader. And when I think of that, I think about our vision has become blurry as leaders, or maybe foggy. And it happened to me. As a leader in Toastmasters, I built the plan, I had my team, I lined everyone up, and at the end of the day, I was the only one at the success line. And I wonder why? What did I do wrong? And I came across two words: emotional intelligence. So, what is emotional intelligence? There we go. So, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence measure one's ability to recognize, to understand, and to manage one's emotion as well as others. Say that with me. Emotional intelligence measure one's ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's emotions as well as others. Statistics says that performers with high emotional intelligence are at the top of their game. 90% of performers with high intelligence. Statistics says that because of my emotional intelligence, 58% is because of my work performance. And because of high emotional intelligence, people, those top performers, make above $29,000 more than the average with others with low emotional intelligence. Wow. So why bring this now? I can think back to young Haley in her pictures. She saw leaders being engaged. She was able to depict that leaders care. And when we think about those type of words, we think about emotions. At the age of 5, that future leader was able to understand that it is the emotional intelligence of leading groups and teams is what is going to save the day. Travis Bradbury says that in order for us to start building our emotional intelligence or building our emotional intelligence competencies, there are 4 skills. And these skills are divided into your personal awareness, and then they're divided into your social awareness. Let's start with your personal skills, which is self-awareness. And I want you to think back to that first picture when we started with young Haley, and I asked you to write the words down. That first picture, they call 911 when someone gets hurt. Why do they call 911 when someone gets hurt? Why do you call 911 when someone gets hurt? Because we can identify and understand the feeling that that person is going through. That's that self-awareness when it comes to building your personal skills. It's the ability to perceive your own emotions into the moment. The second part of building your personal skills is to have a positive outlook, your behavior. It tells us it's the ability to use your awareness of your emotions to stay flexible and to direct your behavior positively. Remember young Haley? What did she say about positive? They be nice to people. It's amazing how she could understand that it took self-awareness in order to build emotional intelligence. Social skills. Social skills is doing those things outside of your comfort zone, actually interacting with people. The first part of your social skills is your social awareness, the ability to pick up on emotions of other people. Why is that important? It's important for me to know what makes myself happy, and it's important for me to know what makes my counterpart happy. It's important for me to understand the avenue to go to become successful. And if I know that way, then as the leader, then it's important that I share that in my social group with my teammates. Managing relationships. Young Haley said that that's the people. They help people. That's managing your relationship. The ability to use awareness of your emotions and those to manage those interactions. Let's think, what's more important here? A first impression or a lasting impression? Why not first impressions? First impressions give you the opportunity to show your skill sets, to become engaging. That's the self part. And as we move along in developing our personal skills and our social skills and building our emotional intelligence, that first impression eventually turns into a lasting impression. And that's what we want to do when we are leaders. We want to be able to have those first impressions upon our teams. And then while we're moving through this chain of from inner to outer man to the social place of building our emotional intelligence, that's where the lasting impression comes in. This slide is the most exciting to me. Why? Because it's what we do and how we use our emotional intelligence is going to impact the situation and it's going to impact others. So let's take a look at this diagram here. And I hope you see the pyramid shape. And so we have the leader in the middle, and that's you. We're all leaders. And then on the left side of the leader, that is illustrating understanding and expressing your own emotions. That's self-awareness. And as we move along the baseline to the right side of the leader, it tells us managing self-assessments and self-confidence. That's self-management, managing. Now let's move back over to the left side of the leader again, and it talks about managing good social relationships. That's social awareness that we talked about. And then back to the right side of the leader, and this is the most critical part. This is where the lasting impression comes in. Thinking clearly when making decisions under pressure. That's what leaders do. And at the very top is something that I hadn't mentioned throughout the presentation. And to me, it's the cohesiveness of the team, of the leader and the team. It's the thing that holds all of this together. And that word is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share feelings of others. That's why it's so important that when you are the leader, when you have given the roadmap, when you have placed people in the prospective roles and given them the responsibility and given them the power to execute the plan, it's the empathy part that's going to have us at the end of the road while we have on our 2020 vision and our teammates are there. That's why it's so important that leaders, what do? We lead, we do manage, but we must take emotional intelligence along with us. As I close today, and I've shared these emotional intelligence and what leaders do, I want to leave you with this. Leadership is an invitation to a future that's a better tomorrow. Excuse me, that's a better today. My punchline was not tomorrow, but today. Leadership is an invitation to the future that's a better today. 3 challenges I would like for you to lead with. 1 is to implement emotional intelligence when you're managing and when you're leading your team or teams. 2 is to incorporate emotional intelligence in this day, today. And 3 is to remember that it's the emotional intelligence that's going to impact the situation and that it will impact your team. The key word today is emotional intelligence, and that's what leaders do. We lead with emotional intelligence. Have a good day.